Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. What if I told you that you're already creating something every single day? I'm not talking about paintings or music or poetry. I'm talking about your life. To be human is to be in a constant state of creation. Sometimes we create loneliness, other times we create anxiety or burnout. Creation is happening whether you realize it or not. So the question isn't, am I creative? It's, what am I choosing to create? Because if you're gonna be creating anyway, you might as well be creating something that liberates you. Something that connects you with others and brings meaning to you and them, and something that feels like yours. It might feel like now's not a great time to be making art. That's because we've been conditioned to believe that art is frivolous. In a capitalistic system, what good does art do for you if you're not one of the few who profit off of it? But here's the truth, art is not extra, it's not indulgent, it's not a hobby that you earn. Art is rebellion. Art challenges power. It exposes what's hidden, it reframes what we've been told is normal, and it humanizes people who've been reduced to statistics. Take Picasso's Guernica, for example. With this one painting, he created a massive-ass anti-war symbol and forced onlookers to confront the suffering of civilians. During the Great Depression, photographers like Dorothea Lange documented everyday life in poverty and created striking images that still hauntingly linger today. Artists like Bob Dylan and Public Enemy wrote protest music that reshaped how audiences interpreted race, war, and power. You don't have to be Picasso or Lange or Dylan to make something meaningful. Even something as simple as knitting can be political. Many times over the last century, knitting has been used as a slow, thoughtful protest against political power. During Occupy Wall Street, knitters formed craftivist groups where they knit scarves and banners and installations in protest of the economic inequality in this country. It resonates because slowness resists capitalist productivity, and care-based, loving forms of labor challenge profit-driven systems. And collectives build solidarity. More than anything though, I think that engaging in art that's meaningful to you is the biggest you that you can send to those in power. Your exhaustion, apathy, and fear benefit the oppressive systems that want to keep you small. They don't want to see you fulfilled. Choosing joy by making something beautiful or weird or tender is taking back your autonomy. And I'm a big fan of taking back your autonomy. Huge. You might be thinking that coloring in one of those adult ADHD coloring books or writing steamy fan fiction about the Great British Bake Off isn't valuable. Do it anyway. Your art doesn't have to be earth-shattering, it doesn't have to be revolutionary, it doesn't even have to be profitable. It just has to be something that you love. We as a society love watching people create and engage with things that they love. It reminds us of our true nature. It's why we get so emotional when we watch top athletes crush ass at the Olympics.
You're watching the Beijing Olympics again? And you're crying again.
Watching someone fully inhabit their gift moves you. So please, make something that you love and then share it if you don't mind. Because we also love connecting with people through any form of art. It reminds us that we're all connected. It reminds us that we're not machines. Art is how we recognize each other. It's how we say, I'm here, this is what it feels like to be me. Do you feel it too? And someone out there probably does. They're waiting to feel less alone, they're waiting to see someone make something imperfect and real, and they're waiting to remember that they're allowed to create too. We don't normally do this, but we're breaking tradition and asking you to make something this month. Make anything. Paint something, even if it's just with your fingers. Write something, even if it's just a web series that nobody gets. Dance, even if you feel weird about it, and then share it, even if you're scared, because the world needs your art right now. If you need motivation, head down to our comment section and let us know what you're gonna make this month, and then we'll hit you with a hell yeah, brother. Here's some things we've been making lately. I painted these birds, I made this ladybug, I painted this rock family, I made Daniel this Valentine's Day card, I colored in this book, I made this garland and this garland, but not these garlands. I painted this Carl, I made us these tiny manifestation trophies. Here's a hand I painted, here's a journal I decorated, and here's some rugs we tufted.
I made this book nook, and this book nook. Oh, and this song. And this song.
And I made this song.
And this song.
Okay, your turn.
1, 2, 3, go!
Nothing makes me and Chester happier than building a website with Squarespace. We've been Squarespace customers long before this YouTube channel was even a thing, and before Chesterfield was even born. Now I can build even faster using the new Design Intelligence feature on Squarespace. This gives me a huge head start in adding content and sections to my site in a beautiful way. Trying out different color themes and fonts instantly gives me a preview showing how my site will look. Or I can get started with a wide variety of professionally designed website templates and then make it my own. And when I'm ready to book clients, I can easily create professional proposals, estimates, and contracts to make it all official. I can then invoice my clients and accept payments from ACH Direct Debit, Klarna, Apple Pay, and more. Head to squarespace.com/MangoStreet for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the code MangoStreet at checkout to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. When you use our code, you do help support our channel, so thank you.